I haven't traveled anywhere, but I am still going to judge you for not having traveled anywhere. Hi, I'm Megan, but I'm like Megan with an H. So I'm like a white girl, but I'm like a special white girl. Because I'm the kind of girl who spells her name out for you like she's doing you a favor. Meghan. If you could just rewrite that on the Starbucks cup, or maybe get a new one, that would be great. So great, thank you. Megan. I don't know. I'll correct you on the pronunciation depending on my mood. Regular Megan? She'd probably order a pumpkin spice latte and be like, ooh, pumpkin spice latte. But I'm the kind of Megan who's different. I'm like, pumpkin spice latte, please, with some cinnamon and nutmeg, and then a couple other extra unnecessary tweaks. Okay, I'm trying to stay on topic and why people stuck behind me, but they would understand. You guys all think it's adorable, luckily, no matter what I'm talking about, because I'm just like interesting. Oh, excuse me, barista cashier? I like drink coffee. I don't know. More about my preferences you didn't ask about, because I'm like assuming you're just kind of interested in my world. Sorry, back to the cup. Anyway, I've been first in line at this Starbucks for like 20 minutes now, so I should probably order. Pumpkin spice latte, again, I think. Always about to order something not basic, but always goes with something basic last minute. Something quirky. I'm thinking of trying the mango fruit. Never does. And she thinks about it for 3 minutes at the front of the line. No matter what I get though, it will always be complicated. Just a little sprinkle of nutmeg. Just like not too much, just like 2/3 of the amount of cinnamon. Okay, thank you. Hi, I just got my Starbucks cup. Megan? Yeah. Okay, so I'm glad you can probably see the problem now. Okay, this Starbucks cup that like I already got just fine. That's not the point. Is I am not being recognized. Yes, I feel recognized. I mean, you've spent the last 15 minutes just dealing with my whims, so of course I feel recognized. That is not the issue. Why people stuck behind me would understand knowing what I'm fighting for. You make it, please, because I'm Megan with an H, obviously. I mean, and honestly, you probably owe me like a free muffin at this point. I don't know, just go back, just come back and surprise me with something amusing, okay? Okay, thank you. My parents named me Megan with an H for a reason, okay? They could have just named me Megan, but they looked at me and were like, no. My parents knew this one is special. Why else would I have an H in my name? Explain that to me. If your name is spelled quirky and special, then you will be. If you've ever been to Utah, they know this. Like, names with 3 Ys. And it's like, that's what it's about, right? Oh my gosh, Megans are the worst. I'm so glad I'm not like that Megan. Regular Megans? Let me tell you about those. I feel bad for all the Megans who just like don't have an H, because I'm like, oh, you're like so basic. Oh my gosh. And like, I mean, like, can you realize, they don't even realize, like, can you imagine not even realizing how basic you are and like projecting that onto like everyone else? You can tell how not basic I am because of how obsessed with not being basic I am. I am the girl who puts the H in white every single day. Do you know what white without an H is? Same thing. Just make me another hot chocolate. Megan? That's just legible. What? It's an Irish spelling. Sure, let's spell it this way. Unique. I mean, an H. Like, what? The pizzazz it adds. H! Okay? I mean, just elevates above everyone else for no reason arbitrarily. I mean, it's just the way God made me. And didn't make you. Represents me in a lot of ways. A very welcome and refreshing interruption. Everybody admires. She'll probably tell you, like, oh, my eyes change colors depending on the light. Like, my eye color. It's not really blue. It's kind of actually green in different lights. But then it's like, kind of like a little flicker of hazel. If a girl ever tells you, like, my eyes change colors, then there's a 60% chance. Otherwise, it's just an alley. Being Megan with an H is waltzing through the world being treated like Miss World and dissatisfied because you're Miss Universe. The energy of like a slow motion strut, only I'm aware of. A 7 who thinks they're 10. Like, that's the best way I could put it. And like, for me, I'm a 10, and so I'm like, oh, pretending like I'm just a humble 7, you know, like, oh. That's how people talk about me sometimes. I usually don't notice it, but I just saw these people there's like the whole line of Starbucks behind me when I'm getting my order is just like all whispering about me and like looking at me up and down like, this girl, I don't know, they're probably just thinking that they like my hair. They're like, yeah, I just like, this butterfly clip just kind of fell in my hair today. I don't know where it came from or why it's here. That's the spirit of an H. Only someone with a name so basic and yet quirky can handle hair this basic yet quirky. It's a skill. Both. Also, probably definitely say both. I don't know why. I don't know. Quirky is such like an overused term that like Meghan's without an H try to adopt these days. That's my label, and everyone knows it because I tell them. Meghan without an H is like being a muggle. A Meghan with an H is like a Ravenclaw. The energy of the girl who gets killed first in a cabin horror film, she might be in a cheerleader outfit for no reason, but she's definitely going to die. Mostly because how much she screams throughout the movie to the point where she gets killed first by a zombie. Honestly, that's just how much we Megans love attention to ourselves. Even in a life or death scenario, I'm trying to not be noticed by a zombie. My deepest fear is that people will forget my age and I won't be special. My deepest fear, though, is having the age, still not being special enough, and that I never was. Anyway, well, okay, if you have like 5 minutes, as you're like trying to get away from me in the hallway, because I was going to talk about what house I'm in, but like in more detail. Okay, so kind of like, so I'm a Ravenclaw mainly, right? I don't know, I guess I'm just like a Gryffindor, but like more secretly. Ravenclaw and Gryffindor, sort of. All the good, cool things, like, because I'm also like such a main character, totally like Hermione and Harry Potter. Not so much Ron, like kind of his funniness a little bit maybe, but I don't know, not really. More like sophisticated sense of humor, I'd say, but whatever. So not Ron, but it was such a struggle to decide between Gryffindor and Ravenclaw to arbitrarily boast about, because it was like between what is stronger, my main character energy of a Gryffindor or my wittiness I like to think of myself as having of a Ravenclaw. Witty is the #1 trait I would list of myself in a list of traits that nobody else would.
Always have a joke from 2014 ready to go to deliver precious new spirit animal.
If standing up for correct spelling of names was a form of activism, I would be on the cover of Time, and I ordered that Jamba Juice like I was. Ideally, the barista would ask if I would like a fresh candy cane to go with my hot cocoa. And honestly, this is kind of the expectation I subliminally come in with, even knowing consciously that Starbucks has no policy that would ever make this a reality. It's just something that really would have been a nice touch.
If you could just flip over your entire day for me, that would be great. Being a Meghan with an H is not knowing who you are, but expecting everyone else to. 80% of all my sentences come with an invisible frankly at the end of it. Miley's the sporty one. Tylee's the fashionable one. And Shiley, the new girl. I think I made her up, but I probably wouldn't notice. Briley? You know she's the smart one.